4:30, open up the April 2nd sewer commissioners meeting. Elaine, aye.
Bill Watson, aye.
Okay, let's start off with meeting minutes.
11/7/11/21.
Yes.
Yep. That far behind?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I read them. I was okay with them.
Yeah, I looked at them real quick after last meeting, and I didn't know, it's the only thing. No, this was fine, yes. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of 11/7 and 11/21.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, next we have an abatement for $102,398.40. There's a little explanation here. It turns out that we thought this was revenue we were getting, but there was a clerical error, a reading error of the water meter, something mechanical. So anyway, we have $102,398.40 less in revenue than we were expecting. So we may have to revisit that town meeting article, and as we get closer to increase what we're gonna have to take from another article, we'll track our revenues as far as we can until town meeting and see what we're gonna end up needing.
What site was this?
Looks like it's a property on West Ave in Lenook.
17 West Ave.
West Ave is one property,
Yeah,
and the guy was billed that amount?
yeah.
He didn't pay it, did he?
Did you have heart failure?
All right, yeah, I guess that, I mean, are you clearing that up with him as far as what he actually owed and what the actual readings were? And
Stacy is gonna work on that. But
Okay.
this is what is coming out of what she gave us in the commitment to the bills.
And probably next meeting, we'll make the adjustments once they get theirs squared away.
all right. You want to make a motion or anything on that at all?
Yeah, I think we need a motion now for commitments.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept those commitments.
I'll second that. I'm confused. It's like, so there's actually like a couple of errors here. There's an error of the amount of money originally. Then there's a transmittal error of plus or minus. So am I right? So the number itself is wrong.
Yes.
So
We were-
the bill came to them, it was 170,572. It was a faulty mechanism in the meter and adjusted the bill to represent the estimated usage not previously charged. And it has all of the breakdown of all the consumption and everything behind it.
So I got to understand it. So that they got a bill that obviously said this is wrong.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we got a commitment transmittal from
The
the
water.
water department
Yes.
that didn't pick it up. They give us one every month. Is that how it works?
Every
Every
quarter.
quarter.
So was it at the end of the quarter? I'm trying to figure out how did they not, well. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody
Yeah.
didn't catch it on.
It wasn't caught. But going forward, Jeannie's gonna review them before the water department.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah,
How,
to
we're
prevent,
relying on them when they made a mistake, and let's figure out how to make another step in there.
yeah,
Just always have a second set of eyes. That's the word I.
And we've already plugged this into our panel.
yes.
All right, so that answers my question. So no, it shouldn't happen again. It was an error, but it's happened, but it didn't get picked up, and I thought it was like maybe it was every month. And it got hidden somehow, and this guy comes back in right at the end of the quarter, and by then they'd already come out. No one should, okay, all right,
No.
I get it. So
There's always a time delay.
yeah, but this wasn't really so much a time delay. It
Person
was-
gets a
An
bill.
oversight. Okay, yeah. Okay, Dave, you're on.
Alrighty.
You made the we
Oh, yeah.
we seconded it, right? Okay.
I
we're good.
second, yep,
All
Aye.
in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay.
good catch.
All right, quite a few things happened. I was out last week for an illness, and thankfully between Jeannie and the rest of you guys and guys at the plant, everything seemed to run smooth without me, so that's good to know. Shows you the competency of our staff, so very, very nice to know that I could be on death's doorstep. Things were still flowing. Things continue to go well at the plant. All our numbers are going well. We did finally receive, after probably about 18 months, the new crane truck arrived. So, we haven't really done anything with it yet, but we're gonna work on
Do you have
getting
to send it back now?
yeah. It's very nice.
What color is it?
It's a dark green.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, similar to everything else.
Hunter green.
Just has a couple of nicer features than the last model that we're replacing. The crane has a couple hundred more pounds that it can lift, which helps in some of the newer stations with the bigger pumps at Marion Drive and Town Center. The stabilizers go out a little wider to get a little more support as we're picking up some of the heavier items. So that's one addition since last meeting. We've got one of our air compressors fixed, which we've been going on 6 weeks with them just kind of limping along. So we're moving in the right direction with some of the maintenance. A lot of it's supply chain stuff, getting the right part in for it. So since our last meeting between Jeannie, Elaine, myself, and accounting, we've been working on adjusting the town meeting article and some of the figures which we just discussed. We're gonna have to revise them again.
Yeah.
Last Wednesday, there was a chemical co-op meeting that I think I had mentioned I was looking to join in on. So they accepted the wastewater department as a member. And I believe it's in May that all those items are gonna go out to bid. So hopefully by mid-May, we should know if we should hopefully see some savings on our chemicals.
I
So
just,
that's-
on that, I thought it was a very good, you know, when you get this, you actually make the first purchase. We're going to just kind of give us a information on just, hey, we're gonna save X amount.
Sure.
Just kind of.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you not saving anything.
Yeah, it's just more of what's that number?
Yeah.
You know, is it a lot or a little? Hopefully a lot. What else? That was item 4. VFD, we've been waiting for Methuen Construction to fix one of the VFDs that somehow died probably around December. So we finally got that fixed last Friday. Again, it was another thing about supply chain and getting pieces and parts in. The biofilter contract has been signed, so now it's a matter of I've got to work with getting the biofilter material delivered and installed. That'll probably be towards the end of April. And
I missed, I didn't know, this is up by the septic receiving area. That one.
yeah, there's 2 square
Yeah.
biofilters on the surface there.
Replacing the media.
Yeah, they get rebedded
Yeah,
every 2 to
right.
3 years.
Okay, that's.
And we did it just prior to the upgrade. And we'd been waiting for everything to move off site so we could actually get in there and rebed it. So
Works great, huh?
it works great until about you're pushing 3 years. And it doesn't work great. And so it's time. That and Jeannie's been working on the Freedom of Information Act that we got requested from us. And I think that's still in the works at this point. So.
Yeah, I talked to legal counsel about it last week because it was asking for an awful lot of documentation for decades. So she had put together how much time it's going to take for us to do it, and then they'll get back to it's Tonsberg and let him know time and materials, what it may cost, depending on the cost. He may have to pay something, he may not, but we haven't gone through that yet. We have until the 10 days is April 8th. So we have until April 8th to respond to the request, at least acknowledging that we have it in, may or may not cost you money. If not, then that's great. If it does, it does. But that's legal counsel will advise us on that.
Can I just interject for a second?
Yes.
Kathleen today put that request into the system and asked for an extension till the 15th because there's so much information that we have to get.
Okay, we have to should coordinate that since, okay. Okay,
Kathleen is
from the selectman's office,
not, okay.
not Kate.
So, yeah, I agree that coordinating that stuff and how we, well, I think, we can't really go much further than that. In your circumstances, we should, set up another.
Yeah, we've got, are you all set?
Yeah,
Okay, and we'll segue into the leaching fields and all that. We got a summons today. Probably what time? 2:33. And we have the hearing date, again, it's from, High Pines Corporation for April 12th at 11:30 in Brockton Courthouse. This was, immediately sent to legal counsel. They responded and said that, they're on it and will get back to us. I had asked if it was considered to be a cease and desist, and they said, continue as we're going, but just, be mindful of what we're doing because preliminary work is starting.
Mm.
And we had, we were putting together a letter to send Mr. Tongsberg outlining the project is starting. This is what's going to happen and all that. And we'll just work with legal counsel on that as well, since we're now at that stage of the project. So,
That's just good housekeeping,
right.
and then other letters to the neighbors too.
Yeah,
Simultaneously.
there's a draft here of that. And if need be, we'll call an executive session within 48 hours as things happen with this summons and whatever else may require us to be behind executive session standards. So
So you'll be the point person with the council then?
if that's okay with everybody.
No, it's fine. I
Yeah.
just meant-
Okay. And there is a draft letter here that Jeannie and I have been working on for the residents.
Mhm.
If you have any, like there's some, for number 4, I have X number of acres of trees will be cut down. I don't know what that amount is. So there's some holes in here that Jeannie can update and we can get something out to the residents.
so the answer to that is 16.
16 acres. How many acres will be open field? Do we know?
11.
11.
It's rough.
Yeah.
So there's, call it 15, 15 acres, and 4 of it will go back to woodland, and 10, 11 will be permanently a field with natural weeds mowed probably once a year.
Okay, so of the 16 acres of being cut down, 11 of that will be the leaching fields,
Yeah,
and
permanently open field.
and the balance will be revegetated.
Right. And the only thing I'm going to do is, we want to get this out quickly, is as discussed in preliminary in design meetings with the neighborhood, there's a 100-foot buffer zone of trees between the back lot of their house, their property, and our leaching field. So there's still a 100-foot tree buffer that's there.
Okay, that's, yeah.
It's not right up against the back lot. And then the other key point was the trees will be cut down, and trees will be removed. They may not be ground up.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them, the trees will be removed and or ground up. Just say removed
Okay.
appropriately off-site. And I think the only other point was that the sewer commission, this is, I think, a critical one given what we just got. The sewer commission actively pursued, based on comments from the neighbors previously, actively pursued a redesign of the construction method to eliminate approximately 1,700 truck trips through the neighborhood. Eliminate, underline.
1,700.
1,700 truck trips. That's the estimate.
That's a lot of trucks.
Right?
Excellent job, Brian.
We all do. We do a good job.
It's your new eyes that brought it to the light. Okay,
Well, they pay me the big bucks.
Yeah.
that $32 for 26.
$32 a month.
And under item 1, the truck traffic will enter the site from,
Yeah,
we're anticipating Brook Road.
yeah, it's gonna have to take a,
Brook Road, yeah. So trucks will come in off 80, either way they come in, they can come either way, either up Country Club Way and left only, yeah, I mean, that's like that said, it didn't.
Yeah.
Left only to the site. No trucks will go through most of the neighborhood.
okay,
And exit the same way.
And all the the newest construction is going on up in that area now. For newer houses, so it's already. That's the flow.
natural.
It's already the natural flow.
and this is on top of, there was the free construction meeting last Thursday. It was Thursday. That,
Yeah.
So what are the work hours, Monday through Friday, 7 to 5?
By law, it's it's actually 7 to 7, I think.
That's what I thought, that it wasn't,
7 to 7, that was.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually Friday through Monday through Saturday. The contractor is not intending to work on Saturday. When something weird happens, like we're delayed, we have to get done.
yeah,
By law, we're allowed Monday through Saturday, 7 to 7. That's town ordinance.
That's general Massachusetts ordinance, which most towns do to Sundays off limits. And then again, it was part of, I guess this is the important point to stress for the record. Our goal was to ensure that the existing leaching field, given what we had known, is way over its lifespan. So we changed the contract so that all the volume that can go to the existing leaching field will be transferred to the new leaching field. It will be operational no later than August if we start in April.
okay,
They got May, the first month is May, June, July, August. They got 4 months, probably be less than that, but there's 4 months. In order to eliminate the majority, after taking all the truck trips off, it expedites the job. It was going to be 9 to 12 months. Now the construction period is still 9 months, but the likelihood, because of the way we changed the contract, will be 50% will be done in 4 months. The other 50 will be done in 2. And I verified that thinking with the contractor at the kickoff meeting. Because once they get the big stuff up, the pipes and all it is, then is just the last 2 leaching fields on their way out.
okay,
So all the construction against the properties will be done as soon as we can get them done. And we work their way out. So we put a lot of thought into neighborhood impact in terms of truck trips, in terms of activity on the site, in terms of minimizing activity that is unnecessary.
And retaining a buffer between the project.
And retaining a buffer, exactly.
and that's why, too, the embankment with Country Club Way, that's why we're going half in the embankment and then going out to the street, because we wanted to maintain a buffer, a vegetation buffer between Country Club Way and the MBTA.
Right.
For noise buffer, so that's why, to your point, yeah, I mean, we've done a lot to try to mitigate as much as
I didn't
possible.
realize that that's another, this is the kind of thing when we're working to make this, we're listening,
Yeah,
and you guys are listening. I wasn't there, but you guys are listening, did these things, and we built on that thinking, and we think we have a good project.
we'll put all that in and Get it out as soon as possible.
Put it in perspective, it's like, if someone was to build a brand new house up in that neighborhood, it would take them 6 months to build it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have this whole thing done, about the same time. It would take to build an average house.
Yeah.
From clearing the ground.
Let's see. This is what,
You know,
Very good, all good news. That's all I have. The budget, we'll fine tune that.
when is town meeting?
They've moved it to the 11th, May 11th.
May 11th?
Yes,
And when's the election? Is that moved too?
May 18th. Yes,
Good. Go to-
Late this year?
yes, they've changed it to
They
after.
told me when I
town
put
meeting.
my papers in, the whole thing, something came out of the blue, and they were all like, what's going on? Oh, Galvin had no clue. I mean, I shouldn't say he didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden, he heard this thing that same day. I don't know what's going on. It's just like somebody changed the whole thing. And they said, well, you don't know. I certainly don't. May 11th is the.
Town meeting.
Town meeting.
Yes,
Listening to that. That's good.
We'll take this whibs and read through it.
I
Yeah.
have a couple things. Just following up on the kickoff meeting and so we made some final changes to the CR and all that, that's come together. I'm gonna continue with your permission to continue working with Natural Heritage and jumping that to not the trustees, but the Nature Conservancy. Nature Conservancy handles the program. Since we had to buy that, we couldn't find any other land. If we had been able to take that land next door, this wouldn't be a problem. But because of the Conservation Commission flipping it, I think I'm into this, it became Article 97. So now you double dip it to the environmental. So we had to pay for taking this 4 acres permanently as opposed to being a tree. It's 9,500 an acre, that's it, which is cheap. But when I had the calculation, I have a question because it doesn't come out right. I just got this today. And so I'll deal with that. But we need to apply we need to have a check at some point in the near future. 60,000, or I think it's more like 40,000
okay,
to give to Nature Conservancy. They then use that to buy land and protect it for box turtle habitat in perpetuity to
okay,
offset our taking. Even
okay,
though I've argued that when we let this thing go back, it's still habitat. On a note on this, just so you understand how this can take me off. When the T took all the land and dug all that out to put the transfer station, left that cliff.
yeah,
Guess where the most important habitat for breeding is now? It faces south. Turtles love the sun. They love disturbed land. All the turtles go to that cliff. So, you see where I'm going with this?
yeah, I do.
We're creating habitat that's better than anything that's there now, because it's all shaded. Turtles don't like the shade. They like the beach.
And we're gonna give them that.
And we're gonna give them it. So I'm still working this, but I gotta do it.
Okay, so we can find out behind the scenes if we need a vendor number and all that to be able, what do we need to do to get them a check?
Yeah.
Just that W-9,
Okay,
information, and then we'll just ask them to send us a bill.
okay,
And I've told Ben and everybody, I fully expect to be reimbursed for all this at some point in the next year as we close out the SRF. And I made the argument, I know I've been successful this way in the past, that anything that is required to do this project that's permitting wise is eligible. Okay, so there's 3 numbers that I have in mind. One of it is that, whatever that number comes out, we have to pay them in order to save money. We save the SRF money,
right,
and we need to get reimbursed for this. We have a permit from DEP, the discharge permit that says you have to have it cleared and mowed. Somebody's gonna do that. We don't have a mower. I'm not mowing it, you're not mowing it. I don't think so, it's 11 acres. So I'm working on getting some kind of stipend like we did a long time ago and bought all the trucks on the first phase. That would have been a capital investment out of Kingston's capital budget. Instead, we got to pay for zero interest loan SRF money over 30 years, not a 10-year loan.
Okay,
So there's that number, and then there's the other one. So the 60, whatever the number is for mowing, and then there's
Is it
the,
internal clearing? Would that have been the third number?
no, that one, there's another number which is, but we're talking $150,000, something like that. That is gonna be eligible. When we get down to the end and we have, reconcile the books like we're doing with the other.
yeah,
Money, and then so we may have money there. We'll reconcile it, but it will come out of SRF, zero interest loan money, as opposed to a capital outlay of the town or our fees, our retained earnings. That's what I'm working on. It's all very legitimate. Just to only Chris, so it's clear, we're not, this check is gonna come back to us
Gotcha.
because it's required.
Initially, with the article might have to.
I should say, I
Yeah.
hope,
Reimburse that.
99% sure, but,
and I talked, at the meeting on Thursday, talked to, CDM, Tom Casey, and he said they have one more change order. Everything to wrap everything up.
right.
He estimates it to be about 500,000. We still have more than that left in the SRF. So, there should still be some.
I mean, this is stuff they've probably already done.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He said he told, Methuen he only wants to submit one more for this project and that's it. So they're tying everything, whatever's left into that one.
Stuff like that. Well, that's why it's important to tell them that don't use it all, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a bit of a buffer before. And I think we'll still have at least 150-ish, just from this project. Before we get to the bleaching fields.
Let's hope that we can get going on this thing. But that letter to the neighbors probably is important.
Yeah.
And the new information so they can understand what we're doing.
Yeah, we've got a mailing list, we've got the labels. I'm thinking all of Country Club Way and Fairview Drive, which is at the beginning of, you pass it to take the left.
That
To-
entrance
to
lane
get to-
coming in,
yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
It would
cover,
be most effective of ones abutting, obviously, but then anyone there, they shouldn't see a lot of, this kind of a job will be mobilization, they'll see that, but there's only gonna be 3 or 4 excavators at the most. And once they're there, they're there.
yeah,
And then there's gonna be some stumping going in and out. And then it's just everything staying on the site. And then they start bringing in stone to the field, but that's at the top. So they're taking the stuff out, putting it over here, getting it verified, putting it back. So most of the work will be staying on it. And separately, around June, they said, probably for a month at the most, they're gonna go to piping.
yeah,
And they'll do the trench in 3 days. And it's not enough.
There's
It's
not
nothing.
much. of it.
It's 5, 6 feet deep. It's sand, not boulders. And they'll probably do it, one half, the other half, and then go into the tie-in. But they'll be fit and buried. I mean, if it takes them 2 weeks to do the pipe from here, from there to there, I can't be more than 2 weeks.
good,
I mean, on a good day, it should be a week. And then there's the fit up here, overhaul. And then this is just tied in with whatever they're doing over here.
Do you happen to know if that valving down there where they're gonna tie in, is that gonna be in a manhole or a valve above ground?
Oh,
With a valve box?
actually, it has to, it's all access, it's spelled.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be more like a street box, like a road box.
Okay.
That's what I would anticipate, be a road box, like a water main, it's just
Yep.
basically, off and on.
With a key, yeah.
I don't have that, they're in my truck. It's not even a gate, it's not a
Like
gate.
a gate box.
It's just not even a butterfly, it's just what do you call it? Just one balance, so I'm like. There's 4 plus 1. So there's 2 isolation valves between the pipe when they put it in,
Okay.
and then there's 1 that goes to our field. So, you'll be shutting off the two going to the new field, the existing field, they'll be off forever. And they'll just be this way, so you'll be able to isolate, back and forth. The one valves won't in it, to put the, to actually insert it, they really wouldn't need them. If we had done this originally,
Yes.
there'd be no valve there, it'd just be a straight pipe like the rest of it. But because we're cutting in, we have to isolate it, test it, and those 4 valves are there temporarily. Would only be, temporary, we can't take them out once you put them in, so
You just leave them.
2 will be closed, 2 will be open. Or 3 will be open, 3 will be open. But that's, and then you never have to clean out PVC pipes. Rarely. Right, so that's the.
That's good. I mean, that's all good news.
Yeah, things are moving along.
Yeah,
Be the last piece of the puzzle.
yes, it is.
And I'll be reading this background that I didn't have. It was just after I left. And I wish I could find Don Freeman.
He's in Florida.
I know he's in Florida. I tried to track him down
Oh,
and I stopped looking too much. I think I might talk to him. Just, yeah, I'll get into it. I want to highlight this. Like, no, that's not it. No. Okay.
anything else?
Oh, good. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.